have to keep this one short today because my baby is still awake and it's after midnight and I need to probably rock her. Technically my husband rocks her on Sunday nights or Saturday nights, but like he kind of takes the kids on the weekends and the nighttime so I can sleep a little extra. But since I'm still up and I have a feeling she won't go down without eating, it's just easier for me to do it. So I'll try to be quick. But let's see here. Tonight we did a workout. I'm on that. I've done. Let's see. I did Tuesday night, and then I did Thursday night, and then I did tonight. So I have tomorrow and Monday left of this week. So if I do tomorrow and Monday, that would be 5 workouts this week, which would be cool. I only technically have to do 3, so I'm doing good for this week. I've kept to my commitment. As far as the fructose goes, I've been doing pretty good. I've had a lot of cravings though today. But it's funny, I've really shifted from craving like traditional like sweets and sodas and stuff like that more to like I used to get for myself, but then now I still get them for my daughter, these little fig bars that are like, they're a lot like a Nutri-Grain bar, but they're or like a Fig Newton or something like that, but they're more natural, but they're like a little bit thicker than a Fig Newton or a Nutri-Grain bar, and it's basically like just a fig filling with sometimes the flavor of other fruits. So there's like raspberry, blueberry. I recently saw at what is it called? Winco. They had individuals, like you didn't have to buy the whole big, because I buy like the Costco box. You could get it at Winco. You could get like a apple cinnamon one and a strawberry one. And I've been really craving those bars a lot because they feel so healthy, but they do have cane sugar added. As much as they're natural, a lot of natural stuff has cane sugar added, and that's still refined enough that it comes into my body as fructose. And so it's off the table for me. So it's funny because I'm not craving brownies and Oreos and stuff like that right now. I've been really just craving like the stuff that's like skirting the line but still off limits. And part of that is just that I still have those in the house for everybody else to eat. And so I do see them and I'm like, ooh, that looks really good right now. But I think part of it too is I've been I guess stress eating or emotionally eating, I'm not really sure which. For the last 2 days I've really been noticing that my inclination to eat has not been from hunger most of the time. And much of the time I'm just not eating, but sometimes I do go ahead and give into it because I'm still staying on the fructose free thing. So I'm like, well, how many ways can I have self-control at a time? And I need to be careful about that, obviously, but for today, that's kind of how I'm trying to handle it. But we'll see if that bites me in the butt on the scale, because like obviously I could go fructose free and still eat plenty of calories, so I need to be careful about that. But I don't know. I've been a little stressed. I've been. I think it's just that I've felt more tired this week. I've been a little nervous because I've actually felt fatigue a couple times this week, and I don't want that crazy fatigue that I had for like a year to come back. Because I haven't really had it. I haven't felt that kind of fatigue in like a year and a half, and I've felt that level of fatigue, but like only for an hour or two at a time. So it's not the same, but it makes me nervous just to feel that way. But like fatigue is a thing that happens. It's often a sign of, depression, or, maybe I have like super mild COVID right now. I should probably take a test or something. Like there's lots of things that can cause fatigue that are not whatever was wrong with me then, but that does concern me. So I think that that's been kind of stressing me out, and like I think that I have been missing sugar more because of that level, like that added level of tiredness. But I don't know. And so today was kind of special because my husband wanted to give me the day off from the kids because they've been rough this week. You've gotten a lot of that lowdown in the last several vlogs. And so he woke up with them. Like, obviously I have to nurse the littlest one, but other than that, like, he would get up and get her, bring her to me, I would feed her, he would change her diaper in the night, and then like in the morning she actually slept in quite a bit because she woke up at like 5:30 and had a good feeding, so she slept in quite a bit anyway. But he got up with the toddler and they made breakfast together and brought me breakfast in bed, which was really sweet. He made scrambled eggs with cheese mixed in before he scrambled them, so it was like it melted into the eggs, and Kodiak pancakes. And apparently my toddler mixed up the pancake mix, like stirred it, and then he like made them, and he initially served it to me with maple syrup, and then he came like running in a few minutes later and was like, "Oh no, I just realized I put maple syrup on your plate." So he took that out and brought some of the plum preserves that I made, and they were really good. I think honestly though, I kind of, Kodiak cakes, like normal pancakes I would love with the plum preserves, and the Kodiak cakes were good, but I actually really just like Kodiak cakes with like butter, just butter, or like plain butter, like peanut butter. I used to eat them with butter and honey, but I'm really trying to limit my honey. But I think if I ever wanted to splurge, I might do a little bit of honey with some Kodiak cakes, just because for me, like, honey is like literally like right on that line. So I will occasionally have honey, but I'm really trying to keep it very, very minimal. One thing I learned about my cookie recipe, which is not a surprise, I just hadn't really thought about it, is because there's no extra preservative quality of the sugar, and there's all that extra fruit, they definitely turn faster than a normal cookie. Normal cookies are preserved by the sugar to some extent, and then none of the other ingredients are really that perishable. Like, they're not exceptionally perishable, so they will go stale, but it still takes like a good week and a half. And my cookies started to mold in the cookie jar. So I didn't get to finish eating that batch, but I kept the doughs so I can just bake off some more. The biggest issue with baking right now is that it's still over 100 degrees every day, and I don't want to turn on my oven extraneously, so I might just freeze the doughs and wait until a better time and just live without it for a while, because the ice cream's still good. And my husband had some of the ice cream today with the preserves, and he was just like, "This is just so good." So that was nice. Yeah, so then after breakfast in bed, he took them out of the house for a little while, and I napped. Well, actually, no. After breakfast in bed, I woke up late. I came out and just kind of like watched the kids play or whatever, and then it was nap time for them because they'd been up since like 7:30, and so we all went back to bed and went and took a nap. So I got a ton of sleep today, which is why I'm letting myself be up a little bit later tonight, but I really should go to bed now. But after that, he took them out of the house to their grandma's house, and I had like 3 blissful hours by myself. And he also took the car, so I was stuck here, but with the weather like it has been, I've been such a homebody. I get sunned in more than I get, like, we occasionally get snow, but usually we go outside when we get snow here. But like, I definitely like feel like I'm sunned in when the weather's like it's been for the last month. So I wasn't that sad. I wasn't gonna go anywhere anyway, but because all my friends were busy anyway. So after staring at the wall for approximately 30 to 45 minutes, I just started milling around the house and tidying things, but in no particular order. I usually have to really focus on a singular task when I'm watching my kids, because I need to kind of try to keep it in one room for the most part, so that I can make sure that nobody like gets, harmed while I'm, 'cause I can't like go in and do a bunch of dishes and leave the girls just like, unless they're napping or something. But because the kitchen's not really a safe place to have them while I'm doing other things. And so a lot of times, like, the chores get done after they go to bed or during their nap times. And then there's all those little tiny tasks that just tend to kind of build up in a house with kids, so that eventually you just kind of have to do a bunch of just sort of littler organizational things. You get like these little piles, and you just have to like take each item out of the pile and like take it wherever it's supposed to go, because they all are from different places, but they're all just like sort of like knickknacks. I saw a TikTok that said something about ADHD people have, oh, what did they call it? It was really funny. Some kind of a, like an F-it box or something like that. That's just like a random things that you don't have time to put away, or you just don't know where they should go, so you just have like a random box full of like objects. And we don't have boxes because I feel like my brain, like, if it's in a box, I don't see it, and so I'm never going to put it away. So we tend to have like the tabletop just kind of gets covered over the course of a week, and then like we have 2 shelves that are easy to reach from the play area and like for us, but they're out of reach of the toddler, and so it seems like everything that could potentially be hazardous gets put up there. So it's just got like random like pocket knives and screws and nuts and things like choking hazards and chapsticks, because I don't want to gain my chapstick, or like Tic Tacs or gum or anything like that. Ends up just like kind of getting thrown onto those 2 bookshelves. So I just was like kind of working on like clearing the floor and clearing just every room of trash. And anyway, so I ended up doing about 2 hours of cleaning, but while listening to true crime podcasts and just going at my own pace. And I ended up talking on the phone with my best friend for a while, and so it was a very, very leisurely day. And then they came home, and both girls went down for a nap for a little while, so I continued cleaning, and then I made dinner, and it was a fun dinner. I made pigs in a blanket because my daughter loves sausage so much, and I also made some like pepperoni rolls, and then I served it with some marinara. And my husband was playing a video game, so I went and edited a few videos, and then we both worked out together, and then I had to take care of the baby, so I will probably do another AccuBath tonight and then shower in the morning. I'm tempted to eat a snack, but I'm not really sure if I'm hungry or if I'm just having the munchies lately, but not the literal munchies, it just sort of feels that way. I'll probably just refill this and drink it and go to bed. And I read one chapter of the next book in a book series that I've been reading. So that was nice too. I rarely get opportunities to read. I've been feeling more creative lately, but I've also been feeling very frustrated about that, because I feel creative, but most of the kinds of creative outlets that I have either take enough focus that I really need several hours strung together to get in the groove, like writing, for example, or even reading. I don't love reading books one chapter at a time. I prefer to kind of like finish the whole novel in one sitting, but I haven't been able to do that in, about 3 years. But other things are like, they involve like painting or like construction or woodworking, things like that. It's too hot outside to be doing woodworking or most painting projects, and I can't really bring the mess inside, because like by the time I have it set up, actually do the project, let it dry and clean it up, there would be toddler interference to a major degree. So it's been very frustrating, because I've been wanting to do creative outlets, but I haven't really been able to. But it is nice that I want to, because that was probably the biggest loss of depression was just losing my interests, and it was also probably the slowest thing to come back. So it's nice to feel inspired again. I just hope I get a chance to do something about it soon. But I've mentioned before I had a kind of a unique job offer recently. It's going to be slower starting, but if it pans out, that will be a good creative outlet for me, culinarily. And that's all I'll say about that until things are more solid. But it'll be really exciting if it happens. So please like and subscribe, and I'm going to start doing a thing. If you make it through the video, just comment with whatever is next to me or behind me when I am filming.